Hello everyone, I'm Gerard. I'm a Goa correspondent for Hindustan Times. Three major issues, so three major stories that are affecting the state, which are coincidentally three M's. The Mopa Airport, which is a recent Goa, about a year and a half back, Goa got its second international airport. Then there is the mining issue and the Mahaday. Mahaday is what we call the Mandovi River that starts in Karnataka and flows and reaches the sea at Panjim, that is the state capital. I also want to mention a fourth issue, which is the booming construction industry in Goa that is uh, quite unregulated at this point, and there is a case study of Oshel of a construction that is coming right next to a traditional spring. Uh, this is not my story. I just want to talk about the airport. This is a story on Mongame. So the airport has been built atop a laterite plateau, a plateau which is like about 200 meters elevation above the rest of the surrounding villages. So around Mopa there are about 6 villages, and this plateau used to provide water, supply water to all these 6 villages, for hundreds of years, thousands of years, and the villagers used to live off this water. Ever since the work on the airport started, in the summer, the villages are dry, the streams are dry, the springs are dry, but during the monsoons, this is what is happening all along the villages around the airport. There are 6 villages. So what in fact has happened is that the water retaining capacity of the plateau, or the hydrology, you could say, has completely changed. So the water no longer goes into the plateau because the entire plateau has been completely filled, and during the rains it just flows away. These images are from this year, that is June and July, and so I thought, this is my story, I thought I'd dig into it a bit, and I found out that among the environmental conditions that were put up for before they were supposed to build the airport, they had a total of 119 different environmental conditions, 18 of which were on the issue of water. So, I asked GMR, which is the private player that is operating the airport. They said they are fully compliant with all the environmental clearances and all the conditions. But the other thing was NIRI, that is the National Institute of Environmental Engineering and Research. They were tasked by the Supreme Court with ensuring that the airport operator complies with all of the conditions. So I sent a list of queries to NIRI. This is about maybe 2 months back. I got it was an RTI application. There was no response. So I wrote to them asking what happened to my RTI application. They said we are still searching for it. We are not able to to trace it. So I sent them just before coming to Pune. I sent a fresh RTI application on the same thing, this time by speed post, and the earlier one was online. And with the EPIO and everything, hopefully I will get a response from them. Second issue is mining. Mining, as you know, in Goa is open cast mining. So they just dig out the hill completely. Whatever water they find, they pump out. They pump it into the rivers at the side, and then they dig out the ore. So once you pump out the water, then the whole aquifer drains out. So the village wells go dry, the village springs go dry. Basically, how the village that was once self-sufficient when it came to water, today completely relies on tankers or piped water. And if you ask the government about it, they will say we will improve water supply, but they will not talk about the core issue of how was the mine allowed to dig deeper than the water table, which the environmental condition stated they should not be doing. And one of the issues that we face when we try to write about water stories, environmental stories, we rely on people's accounts. We rely on, my well has gone dry, I have no water to drink, I have no water to uh, feed my animals or my fields. But these things, they lack. Editors often say anecdotal evidence is not as the same as, maybe a research paper or something more thorough. So that is one of the issues. Another issue we face is unresponsive officials, which either they try to deflect the issue, or they say that the project that is upcoming is legal, that is within the norms. Which brings me to the third point: how do we set our norms if uh, if there is no regulation or there is no data about how where is the water sources, how big is the aquifer, how will the upcoming project affect that? For example, a construction project, will it take away the or destroy the aquifer that is being built upon? If there was a regulation to protect the aquifer, then maybe we could stop the project. But since there is none, everything becomes legal. And finally, Mahadai. Madai is another complicated issue because Karnataka, we know, is a water deficient state, unlike Goa, which gets more than 3,300 mm of rainfall every year. This year we got 4,500 ml of rainfall, which is nearly 50% higher. So Karnataka's excuse is that Goa is wasting the water into the sea, which means the Mandovi river is a free flowing river. It starts in North Karnataka in the Khanapur Taluka. It runs for about 100 and something kilometers, and it ends at the Arabian Sea in Panjim. And similarly, there is the Zuari river, which is also another free flowing river. They have made it as a drinking water issue. Karnataka has made it a drinking water issue, which means they have said that we need the water for drinking, and drinking water takes priority over everything else, at least legally. So they should be given preference for the project. The union government even agreed with them and said a drinking water project will not require an environmental clearance. That was, of course, challenged by Goa. This is often seen as being an issue of water sharing. Karnataka wants this much water, Goa needs this much water, but basically Goa's case is that this is an environmental issue. You all are going to submerge Western Ghats forest. You are going to divert the river, first of all, from the Madai, which is a west flowing river, into the Mallaprabha, which is a east flowing river. So what will be the consequences of that? The concerns of the locals where the dam is being built are also completely not in the picture, neither from the Goa side, which is because they are residents of Karnataka, nor the Karnataka side. So that is that. And finally, the issue that I wanted to mention. This is a picture taken two days back, a protest against an upcoming project by it's 50 high-end villas that are being built upon a natural spring, and the villagers fear it will destroy the spring. Yeah, this is a story I would like to talk about, just in brief, about how coal handling at the Mormugaon port is led to an increase in the mercury levels of the water, and also have contaminated the very tasty oysters that we eat in Goa. Thank you so much.